which is somewhere around Zamfara, as well as lives in Shinkafi local government area of Zamfara state. He has a camp for illegal gold mining located at Kawai in Anka local government area of Zamfara state, and he also has a lot of boys working for him. Additionally, he is a prominent cattle rustler. Last week, his boys killed 19 villagers at Farah Kasa, and for us, he is a high-value target. Therefore, we declare him wanted.
All right, that's the name, and then you see the image of Halilu Buzu on your screen right now for you to know the man we are talking about. So, in as much he has been declared wanted by the defense headquarters, of course, that's the image of the man. Mr. Deyemi, are you still with us? Yes, so what do you make of the position of General Buba on the declaration of Halilu Buzu as, wanted man in Nigeria?
That's a right action done the wrong way.
How so?
And I'll explain. I still insist. We are burdening the military with so much responsibilities. That briefing should have been conducted, or probably conducted by the DSS. Towards the NIA, not the military. It is when it comes to national security and public safety, it falls under the purview of the Office of the National Security Officer, advisor, and the NSA, indirectly or probably under the, which has the DSS and the NIA under supervision, not the military. If we don't understand that we need to demilitarize our counterinsurgency strategies and counterterrorism activities, we're not going to make a headway. Because the military always go boots in.
Yeah, Mr. Deyemi, one will say the military also have, of course, they keep the territorial integrity of the nation as well, either on the land, in the air, or on the water. They have a duty to do as well. And this is even coming from the defense headquarters. And number two, many persons will say, does it matter?
My brother.
Many Nigerians will say, does it matter at this point? Let's just be safe.
It matters because professionalism, specific training comes into it. I know what I'm saying, and they will agree with me, but it's not what I'm saying. It is an asymmetrical warfare. You are training people that are trained in symmetrical warfare into it. Does it make any sense to you?
All right.
I'm trained in Greek. You are training me to deal with something you are training me to a situation that has to be dealt with in Latin. Yes, there could be similarities, but my expertise is more in Greek. Yes, I might have a little understanding, proficiency of Latin, but that doesn't make me a professional in Latin.
All right,
Let's
Mr. Saka.
equip the right agency to do the job well.
All right.
And we'll reduce the collateral damage, and the approach will be better.
So you're saying Nigeria should...
But for me, a quick one. But I don't have that competence or that belief in the Bichi-led DSS. That's the truth.
All right. So you're saying Nigeria should fight insecurity with more intelligence than force?
Basically, and that's how you deal with but that's how you deal with it. You see, there's this conception, and it has become, there's this conception which is a great misconception among Nigerians. When you talk about, and I think the last time we were here with General Ohiolei, he agreed and alluded to the fact as well that most Nigerians think that you're fighting a bunch of uneducated illiterates. Just like you have the military, that you have the commissioned officers and the non-commissioned officers. In terrorism, you have the smart ones, and you have their foot soldiers that with the suicidal ones that doesn't have brains. But the activities of terrorism, the brain box of terrorism is those smart ones that works in banks, in schools, in high commissions, that works out, that lives among us. And for them to be so smart to conceal their identity, that means they are smarter than an average human being. Because for you, it takes a lot to lie. It takes a lot to do more than to be truthful. Look at the effort they are putting into concealing their identity, carrying out the operations undetected, and sending these foot soldiers out. So, but if you keep sending the military after them, it's those foot soldiers, those brainless ones that you'll be slaughtering, rightfully. But the ones you should smash, the ring that you should destroy, you should break into, you're not. Because they're not on the field, they're not the one engaging you. That's the sad truth.
All right, so Mr. Saka, on Wednesday, the Minister of Defense, Muhammad Badiru, actually solicited the support of EU, the European Union, and he made a statement saying that if Nigeria can get just 1% of the support the European Union gives Ukraine, then we will definitely defeat insecurity in our country. How do you react to that?
We cannot defeat insecurity even if the United Nations supports us.
Why?
Why? Because we should look at the root cause of you should look at the reason why insecurity is festering in Nigeria. Religion and tribal sentiments. The first thing is, okay, I'll cite an instance. I don't know if they probably want to if they will approve of this. Look at when there was the NSAS protest in Nigeria. The country was divided into two. Why? Because we were complaining that SARS was a problem. The Special Anti-Robbery Squad was a problem in southern Nigeria. But the Northerners were saying that no, SARS was good, they want SARS. And why? Simon Lalong, who is now the Minister of Labour, then was the governor of Plateau State, and I think it was the chairman Northern Governors Forum, issued a communique thanking their leaders how they politicized the NSAS thing to make it look at like a religion and a tribal thing. There was a communique out there. Thank their religious leaders, thank the emirs and the district heads, and So until we go to the root cause, why in a bid to halt the massive indoctrination of people in that zone by their political leaders and religious leaders, give us everything we want in this country, it will be compromised. It won't work. That is where our human intelligence got compromised. I've asked a valid question. People keep running away from it. How did they because for Nigerian military to carry out military operations, especially when it comes to air raids and air attacks, they notify the district head of such communities to make sure that people don't go around, so they reduce collateral damage and damages. How did those guys manage the information they were given that now made a terrorist hideout in Kaduna become a religious gathering within 12 hours? From point of notification to deployment of the drone, where some 2 fire officers that has been trained with Nigerian taxpayers' money will now be facing court-martial for serving the country. And comparing Nigeria's situation to Ukraine is quite silly. With all respect,
you say it's quite silly.
Very silly.
All right.
Because Ukraine is in a state of war. Ukraine is fighting external aggression. We are not even fighting external aggression. We are fighting homegrown terrorism. We bred this thing. We allowed it fester.
Halilu Buzzer has just been declared wanted. He's a Nigerian. And then we've had
the distance from President Muhammadu Buhari's bedroom to Niger is not up to 25 kilometers.
Yeah. But still, he is not a Nigerian.
Now, you see, you have to understand the complexity of Nigeria when you're talking about Katsina, Kano, Sokoto, Zamfara, Kebbi. I don't think the borders between Nigeria and Niger in those states is seamless. It's so bad that a wall of a building, the perimeter of a building, this side is Nigeria, the other side is Niger. Mr. Brown tells you that his brother he has cousins in Niger. And it's not just peculiar to Nigeria. In Kenya, I think during the presidency of Kenyatta Uhuru, there was somebody serving in his cabinet that his cousins are from Uganda. Also a cabinet. So it's the border. So for me, the guy that is called that they are declaring wanted as whatever, rightfully is a Nigerian, but probably even has ties as well in Nigeria, cousins, brothers, siblings, and what have you. So because they're declaring, do you know how they flip back and forth? At least the House of Rep member said it, that the distance from President Muhammadu Buhari's bedroom in Daura to the border with Niger is not up to 25 kilometers. And that claim was not debunked. So I don't think that is enough to say the military should be involved or we are fighting an external aggression. And there's a saying in Yoruba land, it's the criminal inside the house that invites the one from the outside to come and rob.
So you're saying there is no reason absolutely for the Minister of Defense to solicit support from the EU?
You can solicit support, but it's silly comparing what we're going through with Ukraine. No, you're ridiculing what Ukraine is going through.
I think it wasn't, in that context, comparing what is going on between Russia and Ukraine as the same thing that was going on in Nigeria. It was only saying that the support that the EU is giving to that cause, if they could just give 1% of it to Nigeria, that insecurity will be a thing of the past.
Let me tell you why it is silly. Is Nigeria a member of the EU? Is Nigeria a member of NATO?
Talking about global community.
Or does not? No, but EU is not a global community. EU is an European Union. The global community is United Nations. You are not a statutory member. We are not an observer or whatever. We don't have a membership or an observer membership.
Yeah,
we don't have a statutory membership.
We can come from anywhere. During elections, you have support from the USAID. You have support from the European Union for different causes, for health interventions. So intervention can come from anywhere.
That is not the core mandate of those organizations. It is by mandates of those organizations. Now, if you say you don't want it from them, they will not force it on you.
All right. Now that the issue in Yarmalame village in Faskari, the issue at Kaura Namuda, many of these northern, from Adamawa to Kaduna, especially what is going on in Kaduna, in which many persons even believe it is grossly underreported.
Especially southern Kaduna. I have a friend of mine that then was based in northern Nigeria, has gone to southern Kaduna to do a lot of reportage. You tell you that what is going on in southern Kaduna is a genocide.
Now, what do we do from Kaduna to Benue to Borno to Yobe? We've identified, you have been able to pinpoint, your view and assessment of the situation. What do we do? Nigerians should not be abducted and kidnapped like bunch of animals without value. What exactly do we do?
You allow me for the very first time to sound very unpatriotic. They can't be paying people millions and they can't be overseeing budgetary allocations and spendings of billions of naira. And I'll be the one teaching them their jobs and telling them what to do. They are being paid for a job, let them do it.
You're a Nigerian as well.
Would they take it? Do you know how many times some of us have been shouting, I've been talking, I've been doing a lot of things? They won't take it. So let them. And you see, until Nigerians tend to start making their choices because of the one-time improvement of their lives, and not, then we always keep laying our beds with tongues and we keep bleeding in it.
All right, Mr. Deyemi Saka, we have to let you go at this point. Thank you so much for joining us, for your thoughts and submissions. It's very much appreciated this morning. Thank you so much, and have for yourself a lovely weekend.
You're welcome. I think I have a surprise for Western TV, but just have Pandey there and waiting for me when that surprise will come.
Okay.
All right, we will take that. We'll be waiting. All right, that was a conversation with Mr. Deyemi Saka, an intelligence analyst and strategist, speaking to us about on insecurity and how we should tackle it as a country. As we all know that the progress and development of any country stays with how secure that country is, and that is why in the Constitution, it's put there that it shall be the primary duty of the government to ensure the safety of its citizens and also property. But we'll continue to speak to issues right here on Morning Spring, and this is where we draw the curtains for today and, of course, for this week. You can watch a recap of this edition and our previous editions for the week on our YouTube channel at Western Spring Television. Also, you can connect with us on Facebook, Instagram, and X at Western Spring Television. We would like to hear your thoughts and also your comments about what you think about this particular topic. My name is Evelyn Ohiolei, and like I always say, Nigeria will and must work in our own time.
Right. Working, it must, because that's when we can be proud of saying we are from here. Femi Ojo is my name, just like Evelyn said. Thank you for being with us all week. God willing, we'll be back on Monday. God bless Nigeria. You can have a recap of all the programs all week or previous programs and other programs from Western Spring Television on our YouTube channel at Western Spring Television and also on channel 190 StarTimes DTT. Enjoy the rest of your day and your weekend, and let it be reasonable. Bye.